Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon.
Hello. Sorry, me jackhammer. Me jackhammer's going crazy. That's Violetta's tractor. We just, we gotta get the tractor going. How are you, Deadweight Nate? Lovely to see you first thing this morning. Hopefully you're doing well.
Happy Thursday.
Did I take my pills?
I don't know if you took your pills on account explicitly or not.
Let me just double check that quick. I'm pretty positive I did. But,
we are going to be taking tomorrow off and more than likely Monday as well.
Yeah.
My mother, brother, and niece are coming to visit this weekend, and I am very excited.
Freaking Lev too. All up in the biz. SO. You're gonna shout out your Lev too. Hello, Mr. Philip. Yeah. I had put on Discord that this is the last stream for till like Tuesday.
Famous wiener in my anus.
Mr. Torkington. Good to see you as always. As our lovely Christina would say, always be sassy on your birthday.
Also, hi, Mad Enigma.
Allowed to be sassy on that birthday.
Mad Enigma, good to see ya. I hope you're doing well. How is your Thursday? Thirsty Thursday, is that a thing?
Oh, I mean, it is in the city.
When I was a youngin' and me and my friends used to go and need an excuse to drink. There was,
Thirsty
Taco
Thursdays,
Tuesday,
yeah.
Wing Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, and then it's Friday. So
I remember going to the bar on the Lethbridge campus.
the freaking bear.
And getting cheap wings. I think that was Thursday nights. I can't remember. But I do know in Lethbridge, Studio 54 was where you went on Thursday nights because you could get yourself some 50-cent draft and 75-cent highballs. And I'll tell you what sucks about partying in Alberta is the drinking age is 18. So when you're at the bar,
Sucks.
you're going to be partying with kids in grade 12.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the province next to us is a year younger than everywhere else. But it also stands to reason why...
I think Manitoba's 18 too. Like, we're 19.
Yeah,
And I
which
think
is
Manitoba,
weird.
Alberta are 18.
Jason! You know what?
Because I also remember when we were in high school, all the guys in my grade 12 class would drive over, when they turned 18, they would go to Alberta so they could go drink into the strippers.
Yeah, it's true. No, I do not know that from experience.
You don't know, but...
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, not to rag on them too hard, but they might have a lower drinking age, but they also just paused all of their green energy initiatives and are happy about selling a Donair costume for $16,000.
Jason wants to know about the strippers again. So, okay, back to the strippers. In Alberta, the province next to us, the drinking age there is 18. It's 19 here in Saskatchewan. So, when I was in grade 12, a lot of the boys, when they turned 18, would drive to Alberta so they could legally drink and go to the strippers. That's...
I mean, it's just how it works.
It's just, your general coming-of-age story.
There's no reason it should be 21. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
You vote at 18.
Yeah. And
you can join the military.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that you put drinking so far back when nobody seems to abide by that law.
They have no problem you dying for your country, but you can't get drunk.
Yeah. I turned down going to a strip club at RatCon. We talked about this yesterday, how it's a little different in Canada because our low-level currency is still coin form. So throwing coins at people is a little kind of like fucking weird. Like when you're at the fair and you're like, I'll just play the game and get the water guns and the balloons and stuff. And so I understand it's a little weird, but there was a serious discussion. But yeah, we after stream we gotta go get some groceries for our guests.
Gotta pick up some hot dogs.
Gotta get them hot dogs.
Yeah, some glizzies.
Gotta get them glizzies. And some other, s'more stuff.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
I wrote that on the
there will
grocery
be
list. S'mores.
A child coming out. We might want to do something that entertains a child.
A child who apparently has a reasonably picky palate.
Well, okay, so Mark, if you're watching this, you've confused me. So apparently my brother doesn't like milk. He's a non-milk drinker, which I'm surprised considering the amount of cheese I saw that man consume growing up.
Maybe that's it.
And I think he still eats cheese. It's just he's anti-milk because they have to keep the cows pregnant. But he eats cheese. So ultimately, he's passed this cheese thing on. My beloved niece. And Eris, if you're watching this, it's also it's weird.
Did somebody say cheese?
It's weird to me. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All I gotta say is you gotta pay that cheese tax anytime the cheese comes up.
The cheese tax, the cheese tax. You gotta pay the cheese tax every time you're cooking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking. The rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. And when the cheese drawer opens, you gotta pay the tax.
I was showing one of my employees your YouTube shorts at lunch, and they were fascinated by the tiny house. When I mentioned Moose Jaw, they couldn't believe there was such a place.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. I guess from looking at it from an outside perspective, we always think it's weird because everybody in their own reality thinks that what they do is what everyone experiences, right? And then when we got older and, you know, this internet thing came out, and especially hanging out with everybody from all over, we're like, holy crap, we're actually like a niche existence of strangity.
Well, we kind of knew that we were a little bit niche in our desire to live in the middle of nowhere at one point. But you don't really, like, you know, you don't think of yourself as super niche sometimes, I guess. You just think of, like, this is my existence.
Well, and
that's great.
Oh, bye, Jinjee.
Oh, bye, Jinjee.
If you ever feel like you're not particularly special, just remember, there's very...
You are special.
I mean, you are one in about 9 billion, so you're...
Yeah.
But there isn't anybody else that was born to the same parents as you, from the same genetic background, that grew up in the same neighborhood, in the same type of house, who played with the same type of toy. You know, so everybody, if you distill it down,
we're all special in the exact same way.
Yeah, well, we're all a unique perspective. Even if you think your neighbor grew up exactly the same way as you, they may have been looking at weirder stuff on the internet, so they got a different perspective. I'm a special kind of fucked up and shitty. No, you're not. Jabeson, you're not at all, because you have an adopted cat son named Jinjee. Eating?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what that sound is.
My name's Jason, and I like Jinjee.
Jinjee's got this slappy tongue. So...
You want to ASMR it?
Nah, do we? Here, let me turn the gain up. What? So hey there.
I love that.
Yeah, we can hear it. Do not like. What do you mean, do not like? You know what? I'm gonna clip Jinjee eating his wet food and play it in the background forever.
So what you were just experiencing was the cat eating his wet food.
Asthma.
Triggered.
That was just a little bit of ASMR. Jinjee's a wild animal. And you never know where you're going to find a wild animal. So just always be prepared. Unless apparently you're from the UK.
Oh, yeah.
So we watched
British people stuck in the wild. Like, what the fuck?
So Alone is a show that we've watched.
Yeah.
We've talked about this, you know, quite a few times. There's several versions of it. Usually it's in Canada. Basically they take 10 people or 12 or whatever, and they say, here is a place that you are not likely to want to stay for more than 100 days. We're going to drop you off by yourself with a bag full of shit. Film it. Yeah. TV show.
Jason, I'm so sorry. You're so disgusted.
I'm sitting here at work with them. Everyone at work looking into Jason's office right now thinks that he farted and he's smelling his own fart because he's got that face like sitting at his computer. They're like, oh God, Jason must Wing Wednesday. He's filling his office full of farts. But Alone. So there's been recently an Australian version. We kind of talked about it. It wasn't great. Yeah. I thought Australians would be a little more rugged.
The lady who won was awesome.
Yeah, but a lot of them they went to Tasmania, and a lot of them were like, it's so cold, and
it's like I can't eat 1 degree Celsius.
I can't eat the wallabies. Yeah. Oh, they won't let me kill the wallabies. And it was just kind of like fucked up. Like it was just like I expected more.
Yeah.
So then cut forward to the now newest one, which I think is probably in regards came of the writer's strike. They were like, let's find like 12 people in England or in the UK who have never been outside.
They had to have started filming this prior, though, to the writer's strike. See, so this is my analysis of the show. Because British people killed off all of the dangerous things on the British Isles, they don't know how to like be in nature anymore.
They're like, oh, seagulls.
Yeah. So like quite literally, British people are so lucky that like native people helped them when they came over here, because otherwise like you really would have died.
If this show is evidence of your actual wilderness survival abilities, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So every time Hayes says what, I can't help but think what back in his face. So it disappeared for a sec.
Oh, bye.
So the UK version we watched last night.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes are out.
Yes. And oh, hey Violetta.
Hey,
Good to see you. We were just talking about the UK. He hates me and can't wait to go home. I highly doubt that. So the UK, they had several people, and we actually found this article while I was complaining about it on Discord. And then I typed in like, oh, what are people saying about this? And this article, we didn't even need to like categorize our thoughts, because this
You did such a great job.
Oh, it's perfect. We're literally just gonna find the
You're
pieces.
blocking some great cat content right now.
Oh, am
by
I?
the way. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, let me get the cat content.
Yeah,
back.
look at that cat content.
Yeah, so I was like, I literally said to Krissy, I was like, it's almost as if these people have never gone camping before, because they're first of all bears. Yeah. It's like they're like a person at the zoo when they.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, we don't even really need to. Let's just,
Maybe it's because we see coyotes on like a daily basis.
Yeah.
That is just like.
I know that obviously there's places a little more wild, and I started wondering, so do they camp in public parks with like concession stands and shit, or do they
England?
like in the UK, do they actually have like a wild park?
I think so, but like I said, there's no like bears or anything dangerous existing.
So like
in the wild.
squirrels and seagulls.
Yeah, and I think sheep.
Well, I'm not talking about who they date.
Yeah. Like, I don't think there's any dangerous animals in the UK anymore. They've literally killed all of them off.
Yeah. So the title. Have the Alone review. Have any of this survival show's contestants even been outside? They have to survive in the wilderness for as long as possible, but these Brits can't start fires. They're constantly terrified and can't be trusted with sharp objects.
Oh yeah, one guy is there for like half an hour and axes himself in the leg.
Yes, he looks like one of the Mackenzies from fucking what you call it? Outlander. And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna cut down this tree so it doesn't fall on me. Hits himself in the leg.
Yeah.
Fucking phones. I've gotta go home.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus, it's not even lunch. It's not supper time yet.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to another woman who's like, I thought it would be easier than this. And she starts crying, and it's not even nighttime yet. It's insanity. So
it's like they never actually watched the show before.
Whoever Lucy Mangan is
she tears
of
into
The
them.
Guardian.
Oh, such a well-written article.
Oh,
This
my
thing's
God.
hilarious.
You read through it mostly.
Yeah.
Is there
my one favorite paragraph is near the.
Does she shit on the Australia?
Yeah, she does a little bit.
So, first of all, none of them look to have gained any weight.
No.
Before coming out. They literally, the one person, there's people that have been dropped off who don't eat for like a week while they set up their camp and all their stuff. These people, it was like the next morning and they're like, oh, I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
One guy starts eating birch bark, which I've only ever seen people do at like day 50.
Yeah.
They're like, there's literally nothing else to eat. Winter is coming. I'm going to eat birch bark.
I'll say probably the most entertaining thing about Alone UK is they'll show naked people.
Yeah, that's true. They did, for
You'll see some
surprisingly,
bum-bum.
2 butts.
Yeah.
So, this particular article, she didn't even get to see the second episode.
No, she only saw the first episode.
She only watched the first episode.
Oh.
Violetta, there's actually, I put some links in the chat area of Discord if you scroll up.
Yeah.
Wait, how long do these people sign? So, Mad Enigma, there is no time limit.
The person who wins is the person who stays out there the longest.
Yeah, so I do believe the record is like 110 days in
Something like
Patagonia.
that. Yeah, Patagonia was the
Usually,
longest.
I think the reason they picked Canada, so it's usually in BC. The newest one is in Saskatchewan, where we are. And these UK people were dropped off in the Northwest Territories.
Where is it, the Northwest Territories? Because I know
Yeah,
they're
Googled
mentioning
it.
like the Mackenzie River.
Yeah, which is in the Northwest Territories. And it's the Northwest Territories. I mean, it's a pretty wild place.
It is the Canadian
not very
Shield.
populated.
I would not want to be dropped off in the Canadian Shield. You're going to be dealing with a shitload of mosquitoes, a shitload of ticks. You're going to have you're going to have martens, which are kind of like little weasels. They're very cute.
Martens.
You're going to have bears. You're going to have
Yodis.
Yodis. They're probably wolverines. Cougars, like mountain lions. Like, I would not. There's just lots of things living in the Canadian wilderness that are not fun.
Yeah.
Like, even where we are, like I said, we see we hear coyotes almost every single night. Just the other night, I was out in our front yard and I saw one just like walking across the highway. Like, it was only like probably like 50 yards away from me. There's like a huge coyote den right across the highway.
Yeah, we didn't know, but like at nighttime you hear a whole slew of coyotes howling, and apparently there's like a man-made reservoir just like half a mile across the road,
the highway,
and that's where they all set up their dens. One day, well, the neighbors said they've walked over there before, and it's really neat.
Maybe we can go for a walk with my family. Maybe
That's
Mark
true.
will want to do it.
The more people we bring with us, the higher chance I can outrun one of them if need be.
If we bring the child.
Or your mom.
Yeah, my mom.
If we bring your mom, I could definitely outrun her, I think. So, yeah, we'll go over to the wolf den, or the Yodi den. Just kidding.
Mad Enigma said, I heard a fisher cat in the middle of the night and almost called the police. That's same with bobcats here.
cat?
Oh, they're a type of cat. They live in like bog areas, and they have specially evolved nails. They're good at fishing. I guess maybe not exactly what so much. That's more like it's in the boreal forest. So those are related to
Wolverines?
Yeah. I'm sure
We haven't
Limpy's
seen
fine.
Limpy.
I give no shits about Limpy. Those are like the martens a little bit. It's not a cat, but there are special cats that do live in bog areas. But that's
It's sometimes misleadingly referred to as a cat, even though it is not a cat. The American marten. That's what it's.
The marten.
So, oddly enough, the hunting rules for the marten, where the season of Alone in Saskatchewan is, they can shoot it with arrows.
Yeah, but you can't trap it.
But you can't trap it or kill it with a blunt instrument.
Yeah.
So, there's one of them is like watching it go and steal all their shit, and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So, and there was like another guy who a marten got stuck in one of his traps, and he had to let the marten go, which also like he had to put his jacket on it so he didn't get attacked by this fucking
it's
thing.
so funny.
But speaking of like animals that scream like humans, remember that video of the bobcats here in Canada? Some people were like out for a drive or something in the
and
wilderness.
they scream at each other.
And there's those that video of those bobcats, and like, oh my god, this sounds like two Karens yelling at each other in a Costco.
I was actually gonna say, we should take this background sound and we should place it on top of two women at Target yelling at each other.
I don't think this is it.
No.
Can I try to find it?
One sec.
Yeah, there. Two links in Ontario have intense conversation.
I was about to give you the key. I was just gonna make the camera smaller.
Sorry, they're links, not bobcats.
They're links. I'll make sure the volume's appropriate for you. If you're wearing headphones, don't. I'm just kidding. Maybe turn it down.
Oh, you muted it.
Oh, sorry.
Turn it. I can't.
Yeah. Just start getting her started. Protecting their ears. What are with these subtitles?
Who runs into this?
Get your own hunt for fuck's sakes.
Their back hind legs looks like something wearing pants. Like
You are
fur
my
pants.
brother. Stop denying it. I care deeply about you, but please don't take my things. I love you. I hate you. You slept with my mate? It's literally the equivalency of going.
like they do sound like two Karens.
Do you know how rare this is?
Doesn't that look like Jinjee?
Yeah.
Jinjee.
Is that you on the TV?
So good.
Sorry, Jinjee. Go back to sleep.
Yeah.
My bad. We do hear ravens around here. I want to hear if it just sounds like people yelling. No. I'm not sure what bird it is we hear, but one of them way back there, you just hear.
I think it might be a raven. It might be. I don't know.
But nature. It's beautiful.
Nature.
Only one episode was available for review, but so far everything is going as you would expect. One person axes himself in the leg while building a shelter and has to be airlifted home before the first afternoon is over. Another looks around the acres of trees before her and wonder how she's going to manage when I get lost in Tesco. And no one, with the possible exception of Builder Louis and his bottom, a naked shot of which opens the program and is the most interesting thing we see, is camera ready. Yeah, that's true. There was a butt.
Yeah, and then another lady, you see her naked because she goes for a dip.
So this is just indicating basically, they're given a camera equipment and given told to film it. There's a lot of constipation because they obviously can't find a lot to eat, and they get a little dehydrated.
Which I think it's so funny that they're all constipated because there's so many things in nature that are used to help with constipation.
Yeah. And
like literally, if you look up a lot of medicinal plants, it's like, what's this used for? To help with constipation. And it's like, oh, it'll make me shit. Great.
Yeah. The British transcript of the episode would look roughly like, shit, I'm hearing noises. Christ. Bollocks! I've just axed myself in the leg.
You sounded very Australian there for a little bit.
I know,
too.
fuck. They're Australians are just British criminals, so little bastards, fuck ye. Fuck ye. The last is verbatim from Louis, who unleashes one of his 8 arrows at a brace of ducks so far away that Robin Hood himself would have had a tough job hitting them, and to no one's surprise, especially not the unflinching ducks, he misses. He shoots a rock, and it destroys one of his few arrows. Do you want to read any of it?
Sorry, I was just reading what Deadweight Nate said about. I'm not sure if I want to watch this to see the train wreck or avoid it so it doesn't ruin Alone.
I have good news. 2 bats moved into my house. 10 more animals, and I qualify for a Disney princess. You're starting your own arc in Slovenia.
I can read the next paragraph.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
I thought it was in place.
The contestants have been on a 9-day training course, but it appears that very little of it stuck. It is possible that apart from Alan, an experienced forager who is autistic and has always found solace in the peace of nature, they have never been outside before. Laura, an entrepreneur, is reduced to tears by the size of her tarp. Eva, an NHS project manager, cannot get a fire going in the first 24 hours. Elise finds the underfoot moss a lot thicker and spikier than I expected.
It's literally, like, it's quite crazy.
Yeah.
There's a 19-year-old.
He's never been away from home
I
before.
don't necessarily know how to say his name. Kian? And it's his first time away from home.
Imagine this being your first time away from home.
It's like they literally were just like, hey, excuse me, kid, have you ever been outside of...
Would you like to go camping?
Have you ever heard of camping? So he's never done anything, but he's very interested in it and has read a lot of books. And he says sweetly that he is very aware of his inexperience.
And I'm sorry, like, knowledge isn't really, like, it's useful, but unless if it's never been applied, God.
Is it the... He's dressed... Who... Is it the...
He is dressed a little bit like the Flash.
The
in, like,
original
a red shirt.
Flash. Original Flash. Which is the one with the yellow neckerchief.
Neckerchief?
I don't know.
Ascot?
Yeah, he's wearing like a red shirt and a yellow neckerchief like Rupert the Bear.
Rupert the Bear.
I don't know. And I said as soon as we seen him, I said 36 hours he's going home. It was like almost to a T.
Yeah, at the end of the second episode he left, I think. Didn't he call it in?
Yeah, he's just like, he literally said, I didn't have fun yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm going home. It was like, what? But yeah, it's
I'm making it sound a lot more fun than it is. It is an hour of people creeping cautiously through woods and startling at sounds we cannot hear, and then lying awake all night telling us how frightened they feel.
Yeah.
It's very boring watching people be scared by noises.
It is. So for us, it's interesting because we have other seasons to compare it to, right?
I think within the first 2 episodes, didn't 4 people tap out?
It was
Is it
3 or
3?
4. It was quite a few. It was not.
It's a sad outing for Alone.
So the thing that I find interesting, because I do know, again, from out my niche perspective of life, camping is a very popular thing we do. And like my cousin's wife from the Philippines says, like, why do you guys pretend to be homeless for like a month of the year as soon as it's nice out?
Go out in the wilderness with some beers.
And I mean, looking at it from that perspective, I get it. You know, a lot of people are like, we'll take a break from our lives and do something nice, whereas we're like, we'll take a break from our lives and go shit in the woods.
It's the time of year we can go touch grass.
Yeah.
Especially because so much of the year here is really cold, where you have to stay inside and you can't really go do things. So you're like, summertime. Yeah,
so it's kind of a neat little perspective in that way, right? Where it's like, do places like the UK and I don't know, Slovenia, why do I say Slovenia, like Castlevania?
I know, isn't it like Sweden? I think you can kind of camp wherever for a few days as long as you leave the place like how you left it. It was
Yeah,
when you
or
arrived.
Finland, one of the two. Sweden.
I think it's Sweden.
Camp anywhere. Yes,
Yeah,
wild camping, also known as boondocking, dry camping, or dispersed camping, is
Yeah.
officially allowed in
Every man's
Sweden
right. That's what it's called. Every
to
man's
protect
right.
the nature and the environment. However, some point should be considered. The freedom to stay and camp anywhere in nature is based on the every man's right. I mean, I like that. I mean, we just call it like not enough housing.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Housing
though, in
shortages.
Sweden, you can camp kind of like wherever. In Canada, you can't, right? Because there's so much land that's considered like crown land.
Which basically means
It belongs to the Queen.
Or sorry, the King.
Charles,
The King Charles owns it.
I refuse to participate in the hallucination that he is in any way, shape, or form my king.
Yeah.
What?
I assume he's going to
What?
probably be the last one. I would assume people got to be getting sick of it. Like, but camping may become, a little less popular in the future, considering that NASA confirmed July 2023 was the hottest month on record, recorded history since 1880.
I also heard that like forest fires in Canada are like the worst they've been, or something like that. So
Yeah. Next year is expected to be even hotter because of an El Nino. I don't know how they can predict something a year away when they can't even predict what the weather is tomorrow where we are. Jason says he can't go camping basically because of age. He's allergic to nature, hates bugs. So
the nice thing about Canada is there's a lot less bugs.
Winter, we love winter because of the lack of bugs. The one thing I will say, Jason, is with my physical disabilities, I was not able to tent camp forever. I had to eventually get a camper with a bed so that I could mildly function. So I've upgraded to glamping in my life, but when I was younger, we would literally just sleep outside. We had what would be considered better tents than these people in UK. They're sleeping under basically a canopy. They just string a tarp above their head, and then all night they go, "I'm worried about bears." Yeah, you're fucking worried about bears? You didn't put any walls up.
Yeah. I would also be scared of bears if I was sleeping only with a tarp around me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Tony will only camp with me if we go glamping, but we don't own an RV, so we'll know. There is
I was really fortunate
rentals and stuff.
Really fortunate that Evan came with an RV when I met him.
Yeah, I did that thing where I was like, you know what? I probably shouldn't sign such a big
make such a big purchase.
such a big purchase as a young man, but hey, if I do it now, the person I end up with will have to accept it and can't say no, we shouldn't get that.
Unfortunately, I showed up. I was like, that was a good investment on your part. I'm glad you have this.
Yeah, I mean, I have thought to myself with regret, but there's also been a lot of things that, that in my life it has allowed by being there. So it's one of those things where you're like, I wish I never dated that person, but you wouldn't be fundamentally the same if you didn't.
You get something from every relationship you have. There's you meet people for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. My mom always says that from her relationship with my dad, she got me and a love of Caesar salad. So there you go.
Because
my dad made really good Caesar salad.
A really good Caesar salad. But it looks like just this.
What if you only ever dated and been with one person? Well, then that's absolutely fine. It's somebody you meet for a lifetime then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm assuming you have friendships with people.
Yeah. So together, NASA and the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration found that the average global surface temperature in July was 2.02 degrees Fahrenheit above average. Last month was the first time an average July temperature exceeded 1.8 degrees above long-term average. So not and you know, this is just again in recorded history. I know people like to be like, well, it's been hot before, it's been floody before. You ever hear of Noah's Ark? You ever hear about my grandpa had to walk uphill both ways? But it doesn't matter what it was like in the past. We live in an increasingly less heat resistant world.
I saw a meme the other day and it's like, don't think of this as the hottest summer ever. Think of it as the coolest summer you will ever experience again.
Oof. That's it's almost as depressing as apparently this is making some people. Not us. I mean yeah, but a little bit. So a video has come out of a video promoting a $2,000 rent for a 200 square foot Vancouver apartment.
Vancouver's really expensive to live in, kind of like New York, but that is ridiculously expensive.
So this particular building has historically housed thousands of the poorest people in Vancouver for around what would be considered shelter rates or a cheap, you know, housing. And they've been newly renovated, furnished studio units for only 2,000 videos a month. So this is the viral TikTok. Actually, I think it's in... I mean, honestly...
They're gentrifying the neighborhood, is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I thought he said 2,000 videos a month, and I too thought that was weird. But then I thought maybe he's just equating one video to $1, and I didn't think about asking him, Jason. So I'm glad you pointed it out.
So, in the case of this building, which these buildings exist everywhere, they probably have asbestos in them, fucking mice and fisher cats living in them, who knows,
cockroaches more
and then
likely.
all they do is they just change hands, so for pennies on the dollar, and then they slap some lipstick on it and it's fancy. But this Toronto based Forum Asset Management company purchased the building less than 2 years ago and offered all of the tenants in an unrenovated space $15,000 to get the F out. Meaning that they know that the people coming in are going to be milked for money, right? They're still going to they can offer people $15,000 to leave because they're going to get so much more outside of that.
200 square feet. Like, we live in our main, like, that's the size of this place.
Yeah. This is the TikTok itself. Or
I'm interested to see the layout.
So this is a TikTok posted on Twitter. So that's the chain. You're watching us on YouTube watch a TikTok that's been posted to Twitter. The only thing missing is Facebook.
Apartment in down. This is the neighborhood.
East Hastings. That's where the fucking drug neighborhood is. East Hastings? Are you fucking kidding me? East Hastings. That's like the area you don't go because you will see people shooting up fucking drugs on the street. Are you fucking kidding me?
Homelessness on East Hastings.
Are you fucking kidding me?
May 21st by Explore Vancouver, Canada.
Constantly overdosing and dying on the street on East Hastings. It's the worst place in Vancouver for a drug, people overdosing, doing drugs, and being homeless on the street. $2,000 fucking dollars for a 200 square foot apartment. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Look at all these zombie people.
My God.
Are you?
Let's see if we can see the Lotus. I mean, all these buildings look the same.
$2,000 a month so you can, like, watch these people on the street.
Resident Evil?
Yeah, literally.
This is scary. I'm scared, and we're like super far away. Give this boy some coffee. Speed him up a bit.
Because I can't remember what it's called.
This is so sad.
There is a new drug going around right now that does literally make these people, like, that they're taking, and they stand there like zombies. We watched something about it not too long ago. I can't remember what it is.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But I can't believe
Jesus.
those apartment buildings are on East Hastings.
So East Hastings, $2,000 a month, 200 square feet.
100 square foot apartment in downtown East Side. This is your living room. This is the price.
Murphy bed.
Is your bedroom. This is your fridge.
It's not that
This is your kitchen.
it's
And this is your dining room.
Like, it's not that
is
you
she
couldn't.
gonna say shared bathroom
This
though?
is a space for your guests. And this is your walk-in closet.
What the fuck was the space for my guest?
Is a bathroom.
Okay, so it has its own bathroom.
This is the neighborhood. This is
I think you picked.
This is the neighborhood.
Look in the fucking background of
Yeah.
that photo.
You can tell they're trying to take nice shots of the area, but you can't because it's East fucking Hastings.
Look at these. This is the neighborhood.
This is
They're showing like a city worker doing
neighborhood.
something.
Like, look at that.
Oh,
That dude in the background is like high on something.
Is she actually trying to sell this?
I think so.
200. Yeah.
And like look how hipster cool this area is.
200.
Yeah, if
So-
you want to like literally see people overdosing in the streets.
Look at this space right here, right? So this space, when she walks by again, she says it's for a guest.
Yeah, Violetta, people are getting high on the street. So
What do you mean?
where
Isn't
she
that-
is right now in Vancouver, so these apartments used to be like $400 a month for low income people. They've since been rebought by a new company. Everyone's been kicked out. They've renovated these units and they're now renting them for $2,000 a month. However, these units are in the heart of like the opioid epidemic in Vancouver. Like literally, like, so East Hastings is very, very, very well known for being like where people who are high on drugs go to live on the streets.
According to rentals.ca, the average asking price for a vacant one-bedroom apartment in Vancouver increased from $2,000 to $2,004 to $3,013 in August 2023. Holy shit. Also, I thought this was an ironing board.
It's space for your guest?
It's space for your guest.
What's that mean? Are they gonna sleep on
Your
it?
guests.
Can you show it to me?
What does that even mean?
Like, do I hang them up?
Space for your guest? They get to like sit in the hallway in front of the bathroom? We just didn't make space for a guest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the camper's for,
Yeah.
right?
And unfortunately for you, it's really awkward to have a third person in our house. So.
Absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. So I hadn't watched that before we brought it up.
Wow.
You have to that's
Yeah, you just.
Whew. Yes. Hi. Well, thank you for coming. Let me set
This
you.
is your hanging space.
Let's get rid of some of these ones we looked at. We do have some good things. I'm just trying to double check what articles I found.
So yeah, it is the Skid Row of Canada. Absolutely.
Yeah. For
I've actually.
$2,000 a month.
I've kind of been there. So I have my own issues with social anxiety. And when the summer I turned 16, my mom she took me out to BC and we were in Vancouver, going around Vancouver, and I was having like a terrible anxiety attack because I just like my anxiety comes from like people looking at me, and I immediately, I don't know, especially when I was 16, I just didn't like the idea of anybody looking at me or existing in public and like garnering any sort of attention. So anyway, we're in Vancouver. I'm having like the worst fucking panic attack of my life. My mom and we're on this like tourist bus in Vancouver, and there's this Andy Warhol exhibit at the art museum that I really wanted to see, but because of the anxiety attack I was having, I refused to get off the tourist bus. And then my mom, getting really fucking frustrated, understandably, with me having this anxiety attack, decides, we're getting off the bus at the next fucking stop. And the next stop was Chinatown. And Chinatown was literally right across around the corner from fucking East Hastings. And my mom was like, oh boy, I sure regret this choice.
I fucked up. Yeah, I've never been to Vancouver.
Yeah.
The most I know about it is basically making fun of the hockey team.
Yeah. I didn't really like Vancouver. Not gonna lie. I don't like the big city. It's too many people.
Yeah.
Too much stuff going on around me. I'm overwhelmed by all the things. Even nowadays when we go into town, since we've moved out here, I like Moose Jaw even. I just find like like stimulation wise just overwhelming. It's too much. Yeah, absolutely sensory overload.
Yeah, it's I think maybe being out here makes it harder for us to sometimes get I don't know, back into that kind of rush
being around people, blah blah blah.
Yeah, there's only a couple other things here that I thought might be interesting before we look at some memories.
Right.
So this is in Nebraska. First of all, I mean, I don't know a lot about Nebraska.
Me neither.
I know that they don't like to be called Braskins. I'm just kidding. I don't know that. But apparently they started randomly drug testing 7th to 12th graders. I mean, isn't the States like the place that freaks out about human rights? Or like you have a, don't tread on me type stuff?
The States is very much like they like to really control their people.
Yeah, the drug testing is for students specifically competing in extracurricular activities in Crete, Nebraska. Like, I bet you there's been, I don't know, maybe one famous athlete that's come from there.
Well, I find this funny because most of these states are Republican, right? And Republican doesn't want big brother government. But if you're being drug tested by your schools, that's big brother government.
Look at this. It is also for any high schooler who wants to park in the school's lot.
Are you fucking kidding
what
me?
What in God's name is that? They just passed this in July, and it comes after what they've called an increased instances of on and off problem, or what they've called instances on and off school property. But someone put forward...
Maybe the problem is they've created a society in which students just like feel the need to do drugs because they're so checked out from their shitty fucking existence. What was the stat? Something like 50,000 Americans unalived themselves last year.
Yeah, and like a woman just pleaded guilty to just keeping her gun in her purse where a 6-year-old could reach it and shoot a teacher.
Oh, that was the one who shot the school teacher? She was charged with like child neglect? I don't know.
It's so crazy. I cannot believe. So, do you not think that this is just going to make kids not go into extracurriculars?
Yeah.
Right? Like, if
it's part about saving money, because
if I smoked weed in high school, I just wouldn't have played sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
well, you did smoke weed in high school.
I mean, I was trying to make it look like I didn't do illegal things before it was legal.
See, I didn't. I was very much a goody two shoes. We were kind of talking about this the other day because he was like, well, you know those like safety patrol kids that kind of took safety patrol too seriously during recess and after school, and I was like, I was one of those kids because we got a pizza party at the end of the year.
I was explaining, I was trying to make you had asked what it meant when someone calls someone like a Reddit moderator or a Discord moderator.
Yeah.
And I said the joke is it's like someone taking a
Safety patrol too
non-job way too seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they just won't join extracurriculars.
Yeah.
My older cousin used to be a teacher. He worked in a bad school, and one of the kids didn't like the grade he gave him, so he stabbed him through the hand with a pencil. Holy shit. Remember back in the day, people used to say if you stabbed yourself with a pencil, you get lead poisoning?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like, I said, one kid that's like, there's no lead in pencils. And we'd be like, shut up. What do you know? Shut up.
I remember I used to color my teeth with the pencil to make it look like I lost a tooth and I was like a pirate. And then my mom told me, don't do that because you'll get lead poisoning.
The Dread Pirates, Roberts. I have to pee.
Me too.
Really quite bad.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go on a BRB. We're going to come back, talk about just a couple more things.
Yeah.
And then we're going to look at the meme skis. And then we're probably going to blow you some kisses and make fart sounds.
Yeah, that was a terrible fart sound. It was like more like a air floof.
The only fart sound I've heard recently that I thought was close is actually the tractor from Violet. I'm just kidding. Okay, we'll be right back. Yo,
Debbie.
you can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be lead. I'm just kidding.
Easy game made for babies.
Silly hat man's got the silliest willy around. Bibbly bobbly boobity boo.
One.
Boop bop boop buddy.
Maybe made it a bit smoky.
Oh, is that what that is? I was like, is it light blocking the... Hello, you freaking limey limacins. It's always good to see you. I hope that you're having a good Tuesday.
It's not Tuesday, it's Thursday, isn't it?
Tuesday. Yeah, there's just a couple other things before we looked at some funny stuff that we thought would be, you know...
This is kind of funny.
Yeah, this is...
It's more like...
Yeah, wah, wah. So where we are, they have a lot of old bridges in some rural-esque areas that connect places that...
Well, except this wasn't an old bridge.
Yes. So a Saskatchewan-based engineer was slapped with an 18-month suspension after designing a bridge that collapsed hours after opening.
Like, that's real bad.
So Scott Gulacher? Banned from bridge projects for only 5 years?
I feel a little shocked. That's it.
So this is a picture of the Dick Memorial Bridge over Swan River in the rural municipality of Clayton after it collapsed. So the association that regulates professional engineers in Saskatchewan suspended Scotty Too Hottie for 18 months because he designed a bridge that collapsed hours after opening it.
Like, that's real bad. Bridges have been designed for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
This is, to quote James Cameron, an old craft. Or whatever he said about...
Yeah, about the submarining. Yeah. Like, yeah, people have done it. But yeah, it happened in 2018, surprisingly. I didn't know that when I seen this, or when we first had brought it up.
It's probably because it's just being dealt with now in regards to the court systems.
The particular engineer has been reprimanded for his work on 5 other bridges.
That's a good question, Philip.
Wow.
He's just sitting like a sweet boy.
The reason it's coming back up is because he's actually going to be allowed to start working on projects again.
Yeah, at the end of this year, he's going to be allowed.
He had to complete 5 hours of verifiable ethics training. Oh my God. But yeah, so we thought that, that was just a leap into kind of dumb things that can happen where we are, especially when one of those dumb things involves something that, really, we're not very... Pardon me?
The cat's real cute right now.
Wampa Stinko.
Yeah. Aw. Here we go. Get a ball.
That's a fish eyeball. Just kidding. We don't always criticize, say, the Liberal government where we are, but I seen this morning and we couldn't help but be quite
this
annoyed.
Is so stupid.
So the first thing I think, what the fuck is the deal with Taylor Swift? Like, I know she's got some songs and they make you tap your feet.
I'm not anti-Taylor Swift.
But this fervor. It's like a religious fervor.
Seeing Taylor Swift in concert is not a God-given right.
Well, it's not even on. It shouldn't even be on most people's bucket lists.
No.
Who the fuck cares?
No.
But it's apparently a real big deal.
It's a trendy thing to be like, oh, I saw Taylor Swift in concert.
Yeah, like, you know what? Tour. If Taylor Swift lives to an old age, you can probably see her for 1/19 of the price.
Yeah.
In like 10 years. Fuck. But our government is involved in how expensive the tickets are. Because generations of Canadian Swifties can't afford to go to the concert. So basically, in a move to win over the younger voters, the Taylor Swift concert ticket crisis is trying to be managed. Gone are the days when practically anyone...
this has nothing to do with the fucking government. I'm sorry. I guess maybe the government's involvement on this should be making sure that companies have to, can't fucking scalp people
Gouge.
thousands of dollars. Like, that's the government's role. The government's role isn't to, like, create a fucking fund for tickets.
Yeah. It's
to control companies' monopolies.
so it's basically saying gone are the days where people can just save money to go to a concert, because when 31 million people want to try and get their hands on 300,000 tickets, you have a 99% chance of not getting it. So, you know, we literally have, the tickets are anywhere between $2,000 and $121,000. There is a minister of concert affordability in Canada.
I don't understand why we have a minister of concert affordability. I would rather have a fucking national wizard like New Zealand. That makes more sense.
It blows my mind.
Why don't we have a national wizard? Why do we have a fucking minister of concert affordability? What the fuck is that shit?
So one thing I'll say before we read this paragraph is our particular, say, political leanings or whatever. And correct me if I'm speaking for both of us, but like, we don't believe everyone deserves a Lamborghini. We believe everybody deserves a car. And if you really want to work extra or harder or put yourself out there with more hours to afford a Lamborghini, absolutely good for you. And Taylor Swift concerts are the same. Not everybody, you can't make everything available to everyone.
No.
If you want to go to the fucking concert that bad, well, I mean, that's whatever your biological nature is making you desire.
You know what
it.
should be affordable to everyone? Education.
Dental.
Yeah.
Eyeglasses. Fucking, you name it.
Yeah. But not a fucking Taylor Swift concert.
So,
but Violetta, yeah, she is the one that dates guys and then writes songs about their breakup.
yes. The last week, our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, I mean, who isn't arguably, like, we don't dislike the guy. He's not, we're technically NDP, but whatever.
We've never voted Liberal. But
they announced the first ticket savings account, which allows first-time Swift concert goers to put aside $8,000 tax-free towards their purchase. However, in a completely unforeseeable twist, Canada's wealthiest parents quickly deposited $8,000 into their children's accounts as the average resale price surged by exactly $8,000. It's exactly what Jason said. This is a capitalism problem. This is the problem that, just like the reason they say, like a, what do you call it? A guaranteed income or a universal basic income wouldn't work, is because then they would just jack up all the prices by how much the average person receives. Because there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. We are waiting for these Robin Hoods that own Walmart and Amazon to, like, gain humanity. But you do not get to become who they've become by having humanity in the first place. The only way you
become, like, a billionaire or a high-end multimillionaire is by exploiting other people's labor.
It's just... I just find it insane. I said, it has any priorital balance in the grand scheme of all of it.
It's a fucking concert.
And a concert, it honestly can't be that good.
No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's great.
I'm sure it's a fine time. But you know what? You can have other great life experiences for a fraction of the price. And you know what? You might grow more as a human being from those experiences than seeing a fucking Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Like, I don't know. This is hive mind shit.
Yeah.
I am Borg. Like, I don't know.
I am Borg. But before we go on to the memes, the community posted memesources. So, you know, get yours in Discord there before we switch over. One positive story that we wanted to just kind of put a little cherry on top is Massachusetts Freaking Massachusetts is past a millionaire's tax. So the revenue that they are taxing millionaires on will now go to fund lunches in public schools.
Good.
So a new 4% tax on the state's wealthiest residents will account for $1 billion of the state's $56 billion fiscal budget. And a portion of those funds will be used to provide all public school students with free weekday meals.
Good.
So, I mean, it was a new tax which was voted on last year, which I just think it's a step in the right direction of, because you know when people say, eat the rich, I mean, honestly, I don't really want to eat people.
I don't want long pork.
So I do believe that because we've given them ample time since the advent of the Industrial Revolution to do what's best for people, and they haven't, we now put rules and restrictions on them. I don't care if you think free market capitalism is good. It's only good for the few, and it always has been. And any system that can crash 4 times and be restarted like it never happened is obviously a piece of shit. Just kidding. So they've already moved somewhere else.
I mean, probably.
Basically, they've all moved to Texas now.
Yeah.
This is what they all complain. This is why Joe Rogan thought there was going to be a mass exodus from California to Texas, because they wanted people to pay their share.
But the thing is, there are some rich people out there that do believe in paying taxes for the benefit of all.
Well, I don't get why.
Like that one guy that Elon Musk tried to call out on Twitter, who I can't remember exactly what's wrong with him, but he's in a wheelchair. He lives in Iceland?
Doesn't he have like muscular dystrophy?
Something like that. And Elon Musk tried to fire him, and then called him out for having a disability on Twitter. And basically the guy's like, whoa, you don't want to do this. You're in for a shitload of like...
They call it, for faking a disability when he did something for Twitter.
Well, no, Twitter bought the company that he owned.
Yes. And then...
And so he's technically like an unfireable in that sense that like Twitter bought his company and incorporated his company into like whatever Twitter needed it for. Yeah. Like whatever he had developed. And
and then Elon was,
and he oversaw like a group of people in his job, and then Elon Musk just tried to fire him. And then Elon Musk also tried to like call him out for like paying taxes. And,
because when he sold the company, he asked his government to charge him as much as they could in tax, because he had once had to benefit from an assistance program. Yeah. Got a meeting. Check you guys next week. Hey, take care, Deadweight Nate. Thanks for being here. Mucho gusto, love mucho.
Yeah. So Elon Musk, terrible person.
Yeah, and obviously there's certain things we're not talking about, and Elon Musk is always in the news for being a piece of shit. You know that. Donald Trump and 18 people have been indicted in Georgia. He did everything right and they indicted him.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
You know, like, we know that stuff goes on, but you'll see it everywhere, so we didn't, we already talk enough doom and gloom.
Yeah, we have strong opinions on this shit. You guys know that.
What we haven't talked about is whoever drew Goku Jackson really a menace to society. Is this from Dragon Ball Z? We've been, for those of you not aware, we just finished Dragon Ball.
We started GT last night.
Or Zed.
Zed, sorry, not GT. My bad. Thank you, Philip. That's my only good Trump impersonation.
When you're too tired to work, too young to retire, and too old to get a sugar daddy. I mean, I don't have a sugar daddy, so I can't. This is so...
Well, you put
I feel called out. Which Disney princess do you think you are? Me, Crocorella.
Mine are navy blue.
I can't show feet though.
Oh yeah, I'm not wearing socks today either, so.
We can, I'm gonna, oh, you seen toe. There you go. Crocorella. There you go. She's wearing a croc.
You saw some of my toesies.
Yeah, you saw the one that she stepped in dog poop with.
My toes aren't that dirty.
No, we clean our feet around here, around these here parts. Oh, this was Violetta posted this one. Canceling plans excuse generator.
This is great.
It is. Here, let me make it a little bigger. There. Choose an intro. Let's each randomly choose one.
Okay.
I do already know my favorite one at the end. I'm gonna choose. So
I haven't really like fully looked through this.
I haven't either. But I know you're going to hate me, but a high school marching band found my box of human teeth.
I was minding my own business, and then boom, the ghost of Hitler posted my nudes on Instagram.
Could you imagine just saying that to like work?
No.
Oh, get this. Dan Rather poured lemonade in my gas tank. Fucking Dan Rather. Oh, Jinjee's cleaning himself.
Aw.
Jinjee, what do you do?
See, I've never been good at lying, so this might be like useful to me. I knew a guy. I worked with him. I was friends with him, and then helped him get this job at a hotel. And he was late one day for shift, and he came into work, and he told the most believable fucking story ever. He was on his way to work, and he got pulled over by the cops because there was a vehicle reported stolen that looked exactly like his vehicle. So the cops erroneously pulled him over, thinking that it was this guy. And we're all like, oh my God, yeah, of course. Like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And then he told me later that he was lying a bit. I was like, that is the best fucking excuse I've ever heard. I would have never fucking thought of.
Honestly, I used to just use diarrhea, because what I have found when you're thinking of an excuse for work is the more embarrassing a thing you're willing to say, the more likely they are to believe it. So if you say, like, I have a really bad boil on my ass, I can barely sit in my chair, they're not going to ask questions. But if you're like, I need to call in sick today, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They technically, most places legally can't ask you
What's wrong?
What's wrong? So what you do is you give them more than they want. So then next time, as you start to be like, oh, you know, you wouldn't believe this. I shit in my, and they'll be like, that's okay. That's all right. You take care. We'll see you tomorrow. But, you know, sometimes you just got to drop the sorry I can't come, my nephew shit the bed.
Yeah. I can't go because a sad clown found my box of human teeth.
This box of human teeth is just... My mom, I do believe, actually has a little envelope with my teeth and a little piece of, like, my baby mullet.
I kept my wisdom teeth for a long time after I got them removed.
We also have a camel's tooth.
I do? Do you want me to grab it?
I don't know, do we?
I'm doing it.
We're just gonna sit here and watch this cool dog. This cool freaking dog. That dog must weigh like 40 pounds. He's a beast. I love that he's rollerblading. I wish that when I was a kid, people didn't make fun of rollerblading. It's actually good on your... It's easy on your joints because you're not forcing yourself down. You're pushing out to the sides.
This is like a 3,000-year-old camel tooth. That's exciting. I have some other stuff upstairs that's like 3,000 years old. That's exciting.
I think my brain just has a hard time fathoming that amount of time.
That this thing lived 3,000 years ago?
Yeah.
Chom. A chom chom chom. A chom 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 chom.
Especially because the Earth is only 5,000 years old. I'm just kidding. However, how apropos that you know, as long as it's not a camel's toe. Camels are amazing. There's a video of camels eating cactuses, which is crazy. You know how people are like, don't like, or what is that fucking Captain Crunch shreds the roof of everybody's mouth.
It's so good.
You gotta see this. If you ever felt uncomfortable watching something eat something,
it could literally just eat needles. No big deal. Just eating this fucking spiny cactus.
like, what?
Dromedary camels.
Where's this circular one that it eats?
Is that this one?
No, it looks like a...
Yeah, it's like that fuzzy one. I don't know if this was the video we watched, though.
I think it is. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my.
It's weird how they can, like, move their lips.
They're prehensile.
Yeah. Like they're like little fingers.
It's so close. Jesus. It hurts. Yeah, so next time you eat Captain Crunch, remember, there's worse.
Yeah.
Like, I was eating one of those rice cake things earlier, and, like, my gums were kind of sore.
Or if you eat, like, BLTs too many days in a row.
Yeah, like toast. You eat too much toast.
The toast and the tomato, like, hurts your gums so much.
Like you're just marinated your mouth in pineapple juice. This is actually very apropos because we were talking about the Swiftie. Didn't know Taylor Swift was Canadian, buddy.
I'm not your buddy guy.
I'm not your buddy guy.
I'm not your guy, buddy. I'm not your
Maybe your concert
friend.
is a little too big when you need to create separations in the screen like that. Crazy. Just freaking crazy, yo. Do you want a camel now? Can camels live in
yeah, probably. I think I've seen them at zoos. I've ridden on a camel when I was in Egypt.
Jason, this one is just, it's too long to read.
TLDR.
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 So I read it not on stream. I'm not going to read it on stream though and pretend to laugh. I laughed off stream. They ooh-woo-ify how bombs work. But remember, friendship is magic and nuclear weapons are not. Classic chat Jupiter. I'd love it.
Let me in your body. Ooh.
When someone asked about my stance on the trolley problem. Let me zoom in.
Oh, it's like
Me. That one dude that always tells me to smile more. The 10 richest people on earth. Which one do you take? This is the Jeremy Bearimy. So I honestly...
No, that's it's so usually the question goes.
Yes, which do you choose?
Like it's usually that's not the either or that's given. The either or is usually your child or a bus full of people.
Oh, it's a loop. He's right. I didn't notice that.
This one's a loop.
Gotcha. That freaking Jeremy Bearimy my brain there a bit.
What's going on in this GIF?
This is... Is he...
That is a bold technique I've never seen used before.
I've watched enough UFC that I already had my opinions on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but that has got to be like the upside down scorpion attack.
It's like, come at my asshole, bro. I dare you.
That guy's gonna walk out of the circle just because he's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I am not fucking with this guy. The UFC was okay back in the day. Now it's gone insane. Like, now that basically, like, Dubai and Saudi Arabia are, like, deep in it, it's like...
Man, what are we doing?
It's mesmerizingly strange.
It's so weird.
Did you take up any new hobbies during quarantine? I took up calligraphy. This is the best one. Jason, can you send me a video of you doing this, please? Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. I have lots of DVDs from 2006 to 2015 that I still enjoy. I don't watch the new stuff. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's probably similar to when we really fell out of it.
Of, like, movies?
No, he's talking about the UFC.
Oh.
And so when I kind of stopped was what happened is it wasn't who was the best fighters getting title fights. It was who, like, the Conor McGregors that had big mouths kept getting, because they were trying to drum up more and more money, and it became something where you're like, well, no, even though that guy's boring, you got to let him have a title shot. Imagine waking up to this.
Your sound?
I don't think. Oh.
You would be so scared. And then it's like, oh, it's just a fucking cat.
Of all the things that it could rub its face on, that is so poltergeist.
Yeah, I know. It would be so scary. Imagine how many people think their houses are haunted, but it's really just their cats, like, fucking around.
Always said, luckily we've had pets since I was quite little, so I've always blamed strange sounds on them.
See,
always.
I can't blame my for sure ghost experiences on a cat. I wish I could.
Yeah, see, Jason gets it. We're immune to ghosts.
Polter pussy.
Polter puss.
Yeah, unfortunately, my ghost experiences,
this one is...
no cat is involved.
Self-care is putting your face on a very soft cat.
I do that a lot. I put it right in his little belly, and I go, I blow raspberries.
In that belly?
In his little, like, primordial pouch.
That's what cats' primordial pouches are for. They're also for this. I'm not gonna lie, I seen this one when you posted it, and I probably watched it for like 10 minutes. Mainly because I'm like, is it the grocery store's cat?
I think so.
Or, like, can you bring your cat and let it jump up on the conveyor? And also, doesn't the rubber pulling against it...
They might have it turned off. They probably have it turned it off.
Oh, yes. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
And also, if the cat is laying in the sensor, it won't move. Because it has a sensor.
Oh, yeah,
right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's purposely making this person's job harder and better at the same time.
You get to pet a cat. What's wrong with it?
So great. Freaking cats.
Yeah.
This one was also perfect. It's also, it has a degree of, I'm not sure of the word, but using a mouse on a cat. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The dichotomy of it is funny.
I want to give our cat a hug.
You want to give our little turkey
Jinjee.
boy a hug?
Jinjee. Give no shit.
She's knocking on the floor and he's like, yeah, no.
Jinjee.
Wampa Stiltskin? Oh, hi.
If I offer you treats, will you come out? Can I lure you?
Can you be lured? No. Oh, shit. Like a rocket when the treats come out.
You have so many treats.
When the treats come out, this puppet comes looking.
Like, When they grew up, special treats.
The cheese tax,
The cheese tax. You gotta find the cheese tax. Every time you're looking, when the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking. The rules are the rules, and the facts are the facts. And when the cheese door opens, you gotta pay the tax. Did that not actually? Oh wow, that was delayed quite a bit. Garbage day. I'm working on a list of an easier list to look at of what the commands are. Like just like a Excel spreadsheet. I was actually screwing around with some conditional formatting, and I forgot how much I like doing Excel like a nerd. Hello, Jinjee, you cute little donkey. You donkey boy. Mighty Mouse John. Oh, really, Philip? I had a hard time with the bantamweights and featherweights because I know that they're strong, but I want to see motherfucking like Cain Velasquez versus like Miko Krokop. You know, like I like watching the heavy boys fucking slug it out where it's like any second the fight could end, right? So like who's Boy Toy Roy, that fat Rory whatever, I can't remember. But I prefer I'm kind of like the plebe who likes the generic Roy Big Country. Yeah, he was hilarious.
I don't know any of these.
Yeah.
I don't. They watched the wrestling.
Well, UFC is not wrestling.
Oh, right.
I used to really like Anderson Silva before he turned his leg into a noodle.
Also enjoyed UFC only on a surface level.
Yeah, I got really swept up in it with the George St. Pierre Ultimate Fighter like time of UFC where, yeah.
I enjoyed watching the fights when they were on. If I was like, you know, hanging out with people and the fights were on, I enjoyed watching
Clay
them.
Guida.
And like I remember the whole
I have a friend who looks
Ronda
like Clay Guida.
Rousey Holly Holm fight. I was excited. I looked forward to that fight, and I mean, for all 13 seconds that it lasted, it was great.
We got cat human hybrids. So this is human plus cat ears. This is cat ears only. This is human ears hidden Schrodinger's ears. Cat ears on the sides. Human ears on the top. Oh god, no. Cat ears and human ears. Human ears on the top, cat ears on the side. Human ears on the top, hellspawn. Ears on the side. Cat ears and cat ears? Isn't this one up top? Oh no, they didn't have this one. I'm all ear. Don't be afraid.
Is that like a biblically accurate
I was gonna
angel?
say, actually, this actually looks like
That Holly Holm fight was longer than 13
aliens.
seconds. I thought that was around maybe like 30 seconds. It was a very short fight, wasn't it? The one between Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm.
I can't remember. Will I be banned if I don't watch any sports? No, Violetta, I don't watch.
I'm not a sports person.
Yeah, I gave up on sports a long time ago. I've now gotten to the age where I see them as the strangest thing that is actually the backbone to most places' economy.
Yeah, I've always joked that I was actually a really bad Canadian/Saskatchewan person because I don't give a shit about hockey or the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
When I was younger, I cared. Now I don't.
5 minutes and 59 seconds. Oh, I thought it was like
the fact
30 seconds.
The fact that like things fail constantly.
I don't know.
This is a
biblically accurate angel.
Yeah, so when people are like, I have a guardian angel, this is technically what they're supposed to see. Them seeing them. And that's what this reminds me of.
Yeah.
So this is a cat angel, basically, is what we're getting
nice
at.
angel.
To be fair, she KO'd her within 1 minute in the second round, which is oh yeah. Yeah, there was I fell out of it after it became, I don't know. Maybe too many people started liking it, so I stopped liking it like a real hipster.
That's so.
You should put yourself out there and be a social butterfly. Do I still have that? Oh no, I don't think I added that one back. It's freaking bad.
It kind of makes me want to watch more of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, that's such a good show.
I feel like the one lady's character is supposed to be from Slow.
Oh, this one's like cut off.
Why is it? That's weird.
Feeling cute might go. Oh, is it supposed to be a GIF?
No.
Oh, isn't that when he goes to grab the ring from Frodo
Yeah,
and he's
well,
like,
yeah, he gets
that
the, he
freaked
goes,
me
he
out
gets the creepy
actually
face.
when I
Yeah.
first seen that movie. To be honest with you, I was like, holy shit.
This thing's so cute.
Fucking tired all the time. 10 a.m. tired. 1 p.m. tired.
You have to show it to them.
6 p.m.
Right from
so
the beginning.
tired. All day tired. I'm so motherfucking tired all the time. 10 a.m. tired. 1 p.m. tired. 6 p.m. so tired. All day tired.
That end is the best. Okay, one more time, sorry.
I'm so motherfucking tired all the time. 10 a.m. tired. 1 p.m.
Tired.
6 p.m. so tired. All day tired.
That is so fucking good.
You're so floofy.
So floofy.
What kind of bats do you have, Violetta?
Freaking bats! Dragon balls. I mean, it would be cool. It would actually be a neat little centerpiece, all the Dragon Balls. And then every time someone asks you to do something that you don't want to do, you can be like, let me put the 7 Dragon Balls together and see if you're lucky. Fantasy!
You came out today at 4:30. Ugh.
How to pretend to be indoctrinated enough to fit in with mainstream society.
Basically.
I mean, the best way to do it is just to not. Just wear Crocs and socks, bucket hats.
I love that.
You'll be beautiful.
Just speaking of bats, when I worked in rental, one of the apartment buildings that I managed had issues with bats getting into it. And so there was one time where a bat had gotten into the foyer, and we weren't supposed to kill them, especially because they were like protected or whatever. So there's like this bat like fluttering around in the foyer, and me and like the maintenance man are like trying to chase it outside with a broom, and it's just like us in the entrance trying to like gently like broom this bat outside.
People thought you were doing witchcraft.
Oh my god, I can only imagine that, like, watching that on the security camera, we looked like the biggest idiots on the face of the... Oh, there's so many issues with bats in that building.
Well, looking like a derpy derp is just, it's cute sometimes. Look at that. Godzilla cat. Honestly, the truth is a Godzilla-sized cat would probably do more murder than a lizard-sized Godzilla.
So much murder.
This is like those lynx. Ah! Ah! Bats are good. They eat mosquitoes. I wonder if they befriend cats.
Maybe. They're flying
My
foxes.
little golden book about coming to terms with your cult leader getting arrested. Where all your cool internet friends live. Within road trip distance? Fucking Narnia or some shit.
That's us. We're
This
up in
is
Narnia.
the UK, Slovenia, the United States, Tennessee.
Rural Saskatchewan.
The Mountain Dew Mountains of Tennessee, all in here. We'd love to visit Narnia and come see all you turkey burgers, but Evan, Slovenia. I don't know how to. I don't speak what. Okay, I speak Canadian, which is what. Holy guacamole.
I'll try to teach him to say it properly. Slovenia.
But then I'll start calling it Castlevania, and you guys will get pissed off
You know
about
what?
that.
At least Castlevania is a made-up thing. So if you're gonna call something wrong,
Castlevania is not made up. It's as real as Sailor Moon.
it's made up in the sense that it's a video game, not an actual place that exists where people live. So if we're gonna get one thing wrong, it should be the made-up thing.
You know what, though? If we're going to get one thing right, it's loving you guys forever.
Loving you is easy because you're beautiful.
Do. What? How?
Okay, that's all I remember from that song.
Wait, I got one. I never meant to be so bad to you. One thing I said that I would never do. One look from you and I would fall from grace. And I would wipe the smile right from my face. Do you remember when we used to dance? One look from you and I'm something circumstance. One thing led to another, we were young. And we would sing together songs unsung. It was the heat
Of the moment. Hi, Mark.
telling me what your heart meant.
Mark, I talked about you earlier.
The heat of the moment shone through your eyes. Dude, she's like, fuck that.
Oh, you're at Costco?
Oh, I'm at Costco. Answer your text. Okay,
Shit.
we were just about to finish streaming, but then we broke out into a song.
Sorry.
Better than Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah, that coffee looks great.
Start saving 8,000 bones. Good looking coffee.
I love Lavazza.
That's so funny that he's like, she's not answering your texts. I'll check
Yeah,
YouTube.
to see if they're streaming.
Oops. I'll see if they're streaming.
I'm committed to my job, Mark. I'm not.
Do you
I'm not
remember
gonna text
when
while I'm
you
working.
used to down?
Obviously. JK.
One thing led to another, we were young. And we would sing together songs until... That's my Metallica impression. Okay. You guys, enter night, exit light, take my hand, we're off to Never Never Land. Okay. This is it. End of stream. We'll do just a little goodbye intro. Okay, starting now. Okay, guys, it's so great you guys. I'm just kidding. See you guys. See you next Tuesday. Do you even...
La 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 la.
Did you mean that the way that it...
See you next Tuesday.
Like, did you know that, Philip? Like, because I know, don't you guys use that word all the time? Or no, that's Australians again. Oh, yeah, don't you like that, you can. So that was my actual Australian accent. Tuesday. Philip, answer me before we leave.
Did you know that if you have...
You don't know that see you next Tuesday is like an acronym? Can I say it? Yeah, I'll just type it.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday?
Or also, if you have a sister who happens to be an aunt of children that you have...
Oh, Jesus, I just realized.
You could be like, C-U-N-T?
Yeah, that would... No, that's hilarious, though, Mr. Levity. Because, isn't it a British thing? Oh, no, it's Australian to call people cats. But, catch you next week. I thought you were like, you guys aren't streaming for a couple days, you C-U-N-Ts?
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, much love, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Do what you gotta do. We'll see you on Discord.